Really got into it just because I have a passion for music. You know, I really enjoy all genres of music, and so this was just a way to, because every crowd that we cater to is so different from one to the next. So I really enjoy, you know, researching the music and putting together playlists, and because it is a big part of people's lives. Working in radio, I would have people that would say, hey, you know, you talk for a living and you're on a microphone all the time. Do you DJ MC weddings? And so and listeners would call in, and so that kind of gave me the idea to get it going.
It is a humbling experience to be a part of someone's big day. You know, there is that moment where they walk down the aisle and you got the music just right, and there's smiles in the crowd, and you know, tears to some degree. And when it's all said and done, and you watch the bride and groom throughout the night, the music, and they're out there dancing, and that the knowing that you were a part of making that part of their biggest memory. You can't put words into it, but you can just leave there with a huge smile knowing that you really did a great thing for that couple.
Your big day, you're not going to remember a lot of things that went on, like what you ate, or, you know, who you spoke to, or who hugged you, or whatever, but you do remember the mood of your event and of your wedding, and music is a big part of that, because music sets the mood, it gets people out on the dance floor, it keeps them off of the dance floor. You get sweet moments between like your grandparents or your parents on the floor, you know, dancing, and music totally sets the tone to that.
We got something cool called an anniversary dance, where we get all the married couples out on the dance floor, and we'll play a song that's you know, couples can dance to, and then we'll start asking how many people have been married a day, and usually that's when the bride and groom will leave, and then we'll break it down, how many have been married for a year or less, and those people will leave the floor, until we get down to the couple who's been married the longest. Usually it's a set of grandparents, or you know, somebody like that. And it's kind of a special moment. A lot of times we'll take the mic out and talk to the people who've been married the longest, ask them for marital advice, and usually it's something to the effect of she's always right, or something like that.
You know, people ask all the time that, you know, they say, well, I've got an iPod, I can do, you know, a DJing situation, whether it be a wedding or a dance. Sure you can. The one advantage you get when you have a professional DJ do it, one is they're versed in the music, they have access to much more titles. You know, it's more than just hooking up an iPod and setting it down. It's all about the flow of the dance floor. I mean, we're constantly watching the room. We're making sure that everybody's having a good time. Songs that don't work, you know, are easily recognizable. And so it's like a whole recipe of things that you have to be paying attention to that, you know, somebody with an iPod just can't get that done.
Personalization of people's weddings is a big deal, because it is their wedding, and what they want is not what everybody else wants. And so we always make sure that we meet with them ahead of time to make sure that we're going through what the timeline is for their wedding, making sure that, you know, ceremony is going to start at this time, these are the orders of the songs that I want, these are the songs that I want, and so forth and whatnot.
You never want to have a lull with just no music. It's funny how it doesn't seem like a big deal, but we've all been to that party or that hanging out with friends, and sometimes it's just awkward if there's no music, and you know, and so we like to always have music going, and so we'll have multiple setups, we'll have, you know, everything in place, and so that way it's just a seamless transition from one thing to the next. I actually had an event in Telluride at the Peaks Resort, and we had sound pipe through 4 different rooms all at once, and so because people would kind of go from one room to the next, and so announcements music was spread out over 4 different locations.
One thing I absolutely love about how Ryan prepares everybody, we have a backup to the backup to the backup. So it starts off, we have the music list on a paper, and then we also have it on the computer. And I also have it emailed to me so that, you know, if something happens, I always have access to it, so I always know the order events and what's been going on. If you've ever had your calendar crash or your computer crash, things happen. Technology is not 100% reliable. So if something goes wrong with the computer or whatnot, we always have iPods that have everything backed up on it. And so we have mics that back up the mics. It doesn't matter. We have batteries to back up the batteries to back up the batteries. As we have so many plan A, plan B, plan C, that whatever happens, we've got it covered.
So we have a sister company, 970 Photo Booth Company, and it's a lot of fun at weddings to add that on to a package. People just love it. It's a great icebreaker. They can hop inside the booth, get pictures taken. We have all the fun props to go with it, the boas and chalkboards and funny hats and glasses. It's just a nice little touch, just a lot of fun, and we'll do it at not just weddings, but other events and parties.